When you think of ancient predators, what comes to mind? A towering T-Rex, right? With its thundering footsteps and bone-crushing jaws. For decades, dinosaurs have been the undisputed champions of prehistoric terror. But what if I told you that the true monsters of the ancient world were roaming the land? What if the most terrifying creatures our planet has ever seen were lurking beneath the waves in a world far more alien and unforgiving than any jungle or plain? Today, we're diving deep into the prehistoric oceans, a realm where the rules of survival were different, and the predators were bigger, faster, and arguably far scarier than any dinosaur. While dinosaurs dominated the continents, the seas were a three-dimensional battlefield, a vast, dark expanse where titans clashed. This unique environment, with its crushing pressure and endless depths, didn't just support life, it forged monsters. The kind of monsters that make a T-Rex look almost manageable. We're not just talking about size here. We're talking about a level of predatory perfection that land-based animals could only dream of. Let's start with the headliners of this aquatic horror show. First up, the one you've all heard of, Megalodon. Forget the movie hype for a second. The reality is even more frightening. This wasn't just a big shark. It was the largest predatory fish to have ever existed, reaching up to 60 feet long. Its bite force could crush a car, and its primary prey were whales. Imagine a creature so powerful that its daily meal was a multi-ton marine mammal. Megalodon wasn't predator. It was a force of nature, shaping the entire marine ecosystem for millions of years. Its reign was one of absolute, undisputed dominance. But as terrifying as Megalodon was, it wasn't alone. In the late Cretaceous, while T-Rex was ruling the land, the oceans belonged to the mosasaurs. These were not dinosaurs, but giant marine lizards, and they were the true kings of their time. Picture a 50-foot-long Komodo dragon built like a torpedo, with a second set of teeth in its palate to ensure nothing ever escaped its grasp. Mosasaurs were incredibly adaptable, found in oceans all over the world. They had speed, they had power, and their crushing bite force was legendary. They would eat anything: large fish, sharks, other marine reptiles, even each other. Nothing was safe. And we can't forget the other contenders. The ichthyosaurs, shaped like dolphins but armed with razor-sharp teeth, were built for incredible speed, hunting in wolf-like packs to take down prey larger than themselves. Then there were the pliosaurs, like the Maiarikronos. These were the short-necked, massive-jawed bullies of the Jurassic seas. Think of a sperm whale's body with the head of a crocodile on steroids. Their strategy wasn't speed, but pure, overwhelming power. They were ambush predators, capable of bursting from the depths to obliterate their victims. Each of these creatures was an apex predator in its own right, perfectly adapted to a different style of oceanic warfare. So what made these marine hunters so much more terrifying? It all comes down to the environment. Survival in a three-dimensional aquatic world required a whole different set of skills. First, the advantage of invisibility in the deep, dark ocean. A predator could be anywhere above you, below you, or lurking just beyond the edge of visibility. Dinosaurs on land had the ground beneath their feet. They could see 4 miles. Ichthyosaur danger could emerge from the crushing blackness with no warning. The ocean itself provided the ultimate camouflage, turning every shadow into a potential ambush site. Then there are the senses. To hunt in a low-type pressure world, these predators developed extraordinary sensory abilities. Sharks like Megalodon could detect the faint electrical fields of their prey's muscles from a distance. Some marine reptiles may have used a form of echolocation, painting a picture of their world with sound. These were senses that land animals simply didn't need and couldn't match. It's like having a sixth sense for death, allowing them to find and track prey in total darkness, a scenario that would leave a land predator completely blind. And finally, there's the unforgiving nature of the ocean itself. On land, if you escape a predator, you can find a cave, climb a tree, or hide in a ravine. In the open ocean, there is no refuge. There is only water, endless and deep. The currents are constant, meaning you're always moving, always exposed. An encounter with a predator wasn't a chase across a field. It was a life-or-death struggle in an environment that offered no place to hide and no solid ground to stand on. The sheer psychological terror of being hunted in that vast, empty expanse is something a land animal could never comprehend. When you compare this to the world of dinosaurs, you start to see their disadvantages. A T-Rex, for all its power, was bound by gravity. Every step was a massive expenditure of energy. In the ocean, buoyancy changes everything. It allows for sizes and levels of agility that are simply impossible on land. A 60-foot mosasaur could move with a fluid grace and speed that a land animal of a similar mass could never achieve. Gravity wasn't a constraint. It was irrelevant. The ocean's buoyancy didn't just allow for giant predators. It allowed for giant fast and agile predators. Land-based dinosaurs also had fewer escape routes. Their world was essentially two-dimensional. They could run forward, backward, left, or right. In the ocean, escape is a 3D problem. You can go up, down, or in any other direction, but so can your hunter, who is often faster and better adapted to that environment than you are. This made escape far more complex and far less likely. And let's talk about food. The sheer biomass of the ancient oceans was staggering. This abundance of life, from massive schools of fish to giant squid and whales, could support a density of megapredators that the land simply couldn't sustain. While a T-Rex might have had a territory of many square miles, a patch of ocean could be home to multiple giant hunters, all competing and coexisting. This meant that any creature in the water wasn't just worried about one type of predator. It was in a constant state of alert, surrounded by a diverse roster of killers. So, who was the ultimate apex predator? If we put them head to head, it's not really a fair fight. A T-Rex on a beach is formidable, but a mosasaur in even a few feet of water is in its element. Imagine a T-Rex trying to take a drink from the ocean's edge. A Kronosaurus could erupt from the shallows, its massive jaws clamping down with unimaginable force and drag the king of the dinosaurs to a watery grave. The land predator's advantage is its powerful legs. Its weight become liabilities in the water. The marine predator holds all the cards, but the truly terrifying thought isn't about a single one-on-one fight. It's about the entire ecosystem. The cumulative threat of the prehistoric ocean was simply on another level. To be a creature in those seas meant you were never safe. You were swimming in a soup of super predators, any one of which could end you in an instant. The land had its dangers, but the ocean was a perpetual 360-degree war zone with no truces and nowhere to hide. The scariest part? That world is gone, but the ocean's mysteries remain. We've explored more of the surface of the moon than we have our own ocean floor. The ancient seas prove that this planet can create things beyond our wildest nightmares, things of unfathomable power. It reminds us that even today, the deep ocean is one of the last true frontiers, a place that still holds secrets and reminds us of the raw, untamed power of the natural world. So next time you think of the ultimate predator, maybe don't look to the land. Look to the deep. Thanks so much for watching. What do you think? Were marine reptiles the true terrors of their prehistoric world? Let me know down in the comments. And if you enjoyed this deep dive, don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more adventures into the unknown. See you next time.